Hello and welcome everybody to today's edition of Breaking News Business here at Mexico News Network. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on all our social networks and to catch us every day by logging on to our website, mexiconewsnetwork.com, for relevant stories and news. Let's start with today's show. Mercado Libre, the Nasdaq-listed e-commerce company, has announced that it will give credit lines to its vendors so they can increase the number of products they sell, and also to buyers to increase their consumption. According to Ignacio Caride, director of the company in Mexico, quoted in an article in El Financiero, this is a logical step for them because they have loads of customer data. The executive said that from the seller, they know how much he sells, what he sells, and how long it takes to deliver. Information that will help them to know if their clients are eligible to receive a credit that could help them buy and sell more products. Later, that credit will be collected from the same sales they make, and similarly with the buyer. The company knows what cards they have, from which bank they were issued, and how many purchases they made online. Information that allows Mercado Libre to know if the consumer is worthy of a line of credit. Mercado Libre ended the second quarter of 2016 with a huge increase of 50% in sales, reaching nearly 3 million products sold. Sales revenue grew by 35% in Mexico, and the volume of money transacted on the platform grew by 44.7%. Its shares are currently trading at a 52-week high. This is a great opportunity for the e-commerce platform and its customers, because in Mexico, access to credit is severely restricted for people, since only 30% of the population has a credit card. In other headlines, Texas's Ministry of Transport is currently researching the possibility of the construction of a high-speed rail link from San Antonio to Monterrey, Mexico. The research will focus on the creation of the so-called bullet train that will take passengers between these two cities. Results will be delivered to the city of Laredo after 2 months, so it can be evaluated and finally determine if its development is feasible or not. A bullet train can reach speeds of over 200 kilometers an hour on existing revamped rails, even up to 250 kilometers an hour on specially designed high-speed rails, according to the International Union of Railways, UIC. Its incredible speed allows it to compete against aviation over short distances. The travel time itself is estimated to take no more than 2 hours, which will save a significant amount of time compared to around 5 hours by road. Both countries are evaluating this project, and the budget is estimated to be in the region of $500 million. Investment is expected to come mainly from private investors. Democrat Congressman Henry Cuellar will await research findings over the next couple of months to see if the project is feasible. The high-speed link between San Antonio and Monterrey, proponents say, will provide an economic boost to both sides of the border. Monterrey is Mexico's third largest city and is considered the most important financial, educational, and industrial center in the country. According to Rolando Zubiran, the state's deputy minister for foreign investment, 80% of U.S.-Mexican economic activity passes through Monterrey. Besides the need for a strong investment, there's also the issue regarding migration processes, which they need to properly set up in order for everyone to travel legally from country to country. The city of Saltillo has come out positively in response to this new project. Legislators, along with the Chamber of National Trade, Services and Tourism, will ask for the capital of Coahuila to be taken into account for the bullet train project between these two cities. PRI's deputy, Francisco Tobias Hernandez, commented on the fact that Canaco mentioned several advantages of extending the project to the city of Saltillo, so they're now encouraging businessmen of Saltillo to jump on board as soon as they can. High-speed rails are considered among the safest means of transport in the world, being placed third just behind airplanes. Over the last 40 years, there have only been 5 accidents with casualties. Moving on, with the exchange of diplomatic notes, the governments of Mexico and the United States have finally concluded the 4-year process to renew the air transport agreement between the two countries, a document that was signed in December 2015 and will enter into force on August the 21st. Under this new Open Skies agreement, many aviation restrictions that hinder consumers' access to a greater supply of air transportation services for passenger airlines and cargo between both nations will be eliminated. Flights between any city in Mexico and any city in the United States will be allowed, announced the U.S. Department of Transportation. The new bilateral air transport agreement will promote competition, especially within the market of regular passenger and cargo flights between Mexico and the United States, by allowing consumers to choose from a wider range of routes, flights per route, range of prices, and quality standards. By allowing air carriers to better meet increasing demand in both countries, the agreement will help drive economic growth in sectors beyond aviation like tourism and manufacturing. Furthermore, the new agreement will allow a more open routes scheme, which is hoped to mobilize more than 6 million passengers within the next 5 years, increasing flight frequencies by 25%. The air transport agreement Mexico-United States will also allow the completion of the alliance between Delta Airlines and Aeromexico, valued in the market for $1.5 billion, because through this project the two companies will combine their route networks and frequencies. And these are not the only two airlines expected to benefit from the agreement, as LATAM Airlines has joined forces with Interjet to implement a code share agreement for the connection of 25 Mexican cities to 135 international destinations code. It's important to mention that many Mexican destinations will benefit starting on August the 21st, including Acapulco, Cancun, Chihuahua, Mexico City, Cozumel, Guadalajara, Huatulco, Ixtapas de Guatanejo, La Paz, Mérida, Monterrey, Puerto Escondido, Puerto Vallarta, and Toluca. And finally, in the markets, the Mexican peso decreased 0.82% to 18.4 from 18.855 in the previous trading session. The US dollar, Mexican peso, changed 2.85% down during the last week and was down 0.56% during the last month and up 13.8% during the last year. Mexico's IPC index increased 0.52% to 47,369 on Monday, August the 8th, from 47,126 in the previous trading session. Mexico IPC's index changed up 1.73% during the last week, was up 3.55% during the last month, and was up 4.52% during the last year. This was all for today. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman, and remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Log on to MexicoNewsNetwork.com for more information on Mexico and the world. Until next time.